Alright, hey guys, Eli here, and on today's video I want to talk about inflation. Some people, they say that inflation is not coming, some people say inflation is coming, but I beg to differ. I want to say inflation is already here. And I want to give you guys a visual example first, for those of you who may not know what inflation may be. So let me give you a visual example. Let's say I have this dollar right here, right? Now this dollar is supposed to last me the entire week, right? So now I'm gonna really tread lightly on how I spend this dollar since it's supposed to last me the entire week. I'm gonna make sure I really budget the entire week, and trust me, that's gonna be hard to do, especially in this day and age. Like $1 for an entire week, I mean, come on, man. You might as well say you're living in poverty. But let's say next week I spent this dollar. I managed to make it through the whole week with just this dollar. I managed to feed myself with this dollar for the entire week. Now, next week, I also get $1 to last me the rest of the week. But not just $1. I also get an additional $100. Now, that week, when I'm looking at it, I may budget a little bit different. Reason being is because, hey, I may take this dollar and say, hey, you know what, I got an extra 100. Let me go splurge a little bit. Let me go get some extra guacamole or something with this extra dollar. Because why? I have an addition. I have 100 more. I have 100 more. So the value of this dollar from one week, the first week where I only had this dollar, to the next week where I have 100 plus $1, it devalues this dollar in my mind. Now, let's just say I added extra more money. The next week, I get this much more, right? I get this much more. Now, both this 100 and this dollar is devalued in my mind because, hey, I got more hundreds and I got an extra 50 in there. I got 20s in there and I got a couple of more dollars. Now, this is not me bragging. Trust me, I'm not bragging. If I wanted to brag, I would have broke out the safe for you guys. But just an example. So before 2020, before the pandemic, we had a certain amount of dollars in circulation as far as the economy, right? After the pandemic, we printed tons more dollars in the, to help us provide for the pandemic or in things like that. But at the same time, the fact that we added more dollars to circulation devalues the dollar that we already have in circulation already. And that's what inflation is. All right, so I'm going to go over some charts real quick to show you why I believe that inflation is already here for a different kind of class. And we're starting now. Oh, that didn't work. Give me one moment. That still didn't work. I wonder why. Work. And we finally got it to work. All right, guys, if this is your first time on this channel, please make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, also hit that notification icon so you guys get future notifications of my future videos. Awesome. Don't forget to share the channel too. I mean, if you guys like this content, you guys like to talk about personal finance and mindset, make sure you guys share this content as well for other people to find benefit from this channel as well. So let me go over here real quick and go to the iPad and show you guys some of the charts I'm actually referring to today. So if we take a look at lumber prices, right, within the past year, we can see like around 2019, this is where the price of lumber was lingering around. And after the whole pandemic, now we added tons more. Now I want you guys to know this. 20% of the world's, well, the US dollar, 20% of the dollars that's in circulation today has been printed in 2020. Has been, maybe not printed, but just added to circulation in 2020. Because now they just have a digit for all this stuff since we have online. They don't print, they just add some numbers to a computer and then boom, they have it there. But as you can see right now, the prices of lumber is practically at its all-time high. Well, not all-time high. Well, it's practically above its 10-year highs right now. I haven't checked from the previous years, but right now we can see the price of lumber is sky high right now. And you guys may say, hey, lumber, what does that matter? Well, they use lumber to create houses. So if it's going to cost more to buy lumber, that means the price house just at regular base house price is going to be a little bit more just for an average consumer to actually buy a house. A house that may be $200,000, maybe $300,000 right now. And of course, when you add the supply and demand in the market, which will cause the prices to go even high. Maybe instead of $300,000, it may be $400,000. We actually seen a house actually worth about $300,000, and the fact that there's not that much supply of houses out there and there's so much more demands that the house sold for 70% more premium on the house. All right, 70% more, because a lot of people was trying to buy it and everybody just keep raising the bid for the house. So we see house prices are going up. Will it stabilize? Maybe. Will we see a downward crash as far as the real estate market? Who knows? I'm not a psychic. I really can't tell you that. But looking at this chart right here, now, of course, anybody can get a chart. Anybody can get a chart and just, make it fit its narrative. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm making this fit my narrative. You guys may find sense and you guys may find something to discredit what I'm going to say. But from what I'm seeing, I do believe inflation is here as far as asset prices. All right. So we can see the price of lumber is going up, which will cause real estate prices to go up. And who's going to pay the real estate prices? The consumers, average consumers such as me and you. All right. So now if we take a look at the Dow Jones, which is another asset class as far as the stock market, we can see it was lingering around this price. 2020 came, went down, and right now we can see it's much higher. So pretty much before we added money to circulation, added more money to the money that we already have already, we can see that it's actually much more expensive now to actually buy stocks. Right now than it was 2 years ago. Okay, now that's not the only one. We have let's see, the S&P 500. You can see the chart looks the same around 2019, 2020, and right now. It costs more money right now to buy in stocks that's involved with S&P 500. And not just S&P 500, we can go up to the NASDAQ as well. Pretty much the same. 2019, 2020, add money, and then boom, here's the prices right now. So as far as inflation, as far as asset prices, we already see it. It costs more for investors to actually buy stuff. As far as assets, whether it be stocks, real estates, and even cryptocurrency as well, if that's something investors as yourself would like to get into. Let's see here. Now let's look at the price of gold as well. All right. So we can see 2019, 2020, and the prices right now. It costs much more to buy gold right now than before pre-pandemic levels. All right. If we go into wheat, this chart looks a little bit different. We can see around 2018 took the bump up around 2019, 2020, and right now this is just for wheat. So me looking at this, I can say, hey, the cost of bread has gone up. The cost of rice probably gone up. Whatever you use wheat in, wheat bread or whatever it may be, has gone up. You can see the price. The price is right here. It shows you. So if it costs more for wheat, whatever you use to make, whatever items or product that you use that includes wheat has to go up because the prices has gone up. So this is why I say we're seeing inflation now, right now, as far as commodity. We see it in some commodities. I can show you charts where it really didn't have an effect, such as oil. Oil was pretty much around the same price, but we can see it taking effect right now. Now, a lot of people may look at this and say, all right, yeah, cool. All asset classes are going up, which means that they're overvalued, which can cause the prices, whether it be stocks, whether it be real estate, it can cause the prices to crash. And that's true. That can happen. But at the same time, there's a lot more money in circulation. So I really can't tell you if that's going to happen or not. Maybe that's just a byproduct of so much money being in circulation, right? Like a stock I was looking at was Tesla, right? 2 years ago, I wish I bought it. I did buy in. I sold in way too early. And trust me, I beat myself up on that all the time. But when you're looking at it right now, Tesla's market cap is, to me, overvalued. Still a great company for what they're gonna do in the future, with everything that they can accomplish in the future. But as of right now, where Tesla as a company stands today, they're way overvalued. Okay, if you look at their market cap beats most of the big automakers today, but their revenue does not even come close to Ford, the revenue that they're bringing in. But their market cap surpasses all the top automakers right now. But the money that they're making, as far as the cars they're selling, is not even competing with some of the top. All right. So I don't know how I got into that, overvalued. So yeah, I don't know how I got into that, but you can actually see that, hey, it actually costs a little bit more. So yeah, will the stock market crash? I honestly don't know. It may look like it, but I can't really tell with all the money that's being sloshed around in circulation today. Who knows? We may see a correction, we may not. But that's just pretty much all I have for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys believe in what I said, that I say that inflation is here. If you guys believe, or you guys have some disagreements with everything I just showed, make sure you comment it down below. Let me know. I mean, educate me. This is just something I just looked at and I was like, man, a lot of people saying inflation is coming. A lot of investors are like, oh man, listen, inflation is gonna come, blah blah blah. They're gonna raise the interest rates. But I'm looking at the markets and some certain commodities. I'm like, I mean, inflation is here. It costs more to actually buy investments today. That's just one of my one of my thesis as far as this topic right here. But guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys follow me on my social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching, and have a beautiful